Coachella Valley Music Show.
Welcome to Coachella Valley Music Show. Our guests are desert musical diva Darci Daniels and wonderful multi-talented singer, dancer, actor Paul MacKey. And now on with the show.
All the boys I've known and I've known some. Until I first met you I was lonesome. And then you came inside to my heart the light. And this whole world seemed new to me.
Darci Daniels, who is a buddy of mine and a wonderful singer and actress. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bonnie. Good to be here.
Now, I know that you were here for it. Did you grow up here and then you went to San Diego or something and then you came back?
Yeah,
right?
I was running from the police.
Okay.
No, I did.
I heard that.
It wasn't really. Actually, when I graduated high school, I went away. I went off to school and got married. I started working, doing club work.
Now, was this in San Diego or Vegas?
Well, my home base was in San Diego.
Okay.
But I did a year in Hawaii, and I was on and off again in Vegas, and I was doing theater as well, and doing commercials, television commercials. I did a bunch of those. And so I was gone for maybe 30 years.
Wow.
God, I shouldn't say that.
That's a long time.
Dang it. Okay, I'm not
And
going
then
to put
you
any
had-
more dates on anything. Then my house burned in San Diego. Remember that? In 2007.
Yeah.
And I came back.
Wow. Wow. And you have 2 daughters.
I do.
And
2
now-
daughters and 4 granddaughters.
And woo! Are your daughters musical at all? Theatrical?
Well, Kimberly, my baby girl, she went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in Hollywood. She's still there now. And she was invited back for the 3rd year company, which was
Yeah.
you know, very, not a whole lot of people get to do
Yeah,
that. So
yeah, prestigious, yeah.
Yeah. And she, right now, she works at a gallery, at La La Land Gallery in Hollywood. She's loving that. But she studied museums. We went to Europe, and I went with her. And so we had a good time with that. Then my older daughter, she is a dancer. She's a beautiful dancer.
Does she do dance around here in the
You know,
valley?
she did. She was dancing with the shows I was doing when I got here, and I was looking at the Zozo. Remember the Zozo before the Hard Rock Cafe? Yeah. Hard Rock Hotel. So she was working with me there.
Yeah.
And then she got married and had babies.
Yeah. So, all right, so now we have to get back to you. We have to get back to you.
Yeah.
So, and Darci's a wonderful, wonderful singer. Did you study as a child? Where did you start?
Well, my first show I did was 7.
Okay.
And I fell in love with it. You know, probably you too. You know how you get that bug
Yeah.
and you just can't help it, you know. So I was 7 and I did the whole thing in community theater and junior theater, high school theater, college theater, you name it, I was doing it, that sort of thing. But I just loved the entertainment business totally.
And you're, would you call yourself, we're a club singer, really good club singer.
Man, I don't
Jazz
know.
standards
Yeah,
and stuff. I mean,
yeah, what do you call us?
I don't know.
Cabaret?
No,
I'm not a cabaret singer.
Yeah.
I don't see that. But
Okay.
Yeah.
And so have you done a lot of one-on-one training? Vocal
Oh, I
training, all
did.
that?
I did. That was the question. Thank
Yeah.
you for putting me
Yeah.
back on track. It's been tough, you know. Yeah, actually, my favorite training I had, and I had a lot in college and what have you, but my favorite was that I did private training with at the Martin Grusin Studios. Dave Grusin and Martin Grusin, their cousins. They're cousins and also associated with Mel Torme. And so when I studied with him for 5 years at the studio over in Del Mar, California. And that it builds voices. He builds voice. That's why I have a really large range, and it's all thanks to the Grusin studio. That's where I did that. So I did 5 years there. And he always said that he promised. You know, he builds voices, so he makes it so you go. If you have a 2-octave range, he can give you 4 octaves. But he as a singer who sings 3 or 4 hours a night, you're not going to have 4 octaves all the time.
Right.
You cannot.
Right.
Because you just it's not built that way.
It's a muscle. It gets tired like anything else. Yeah.
So that was my favorite training and probably the most extensive training and the most beneficial to me. And it was through that. No, actually, I met Mel Torme not through that one, but it was really weird because I was doing an opening for Mel Torme, and here they were cousins. You know, so that was kind of odd.
Yeah.
You know, during that time, you know, I was doing all my theater and my television work and whatever. You know, it was kind of interesting. I was talking to someone the other day. We were talking about people who like to get up in front of people. You know, performers.
Right.
And I think that some people don't understand us.
Okay.
You know why, Bonnie? Here's what I think.
Tell me, Darci.
Here's what I think, and you can write this down.
Okay.
Okay. I think if it's in you, if it's your spirit, it's not that you have to be adored. It's that you have to create.
You have to express it.
You have to create. I don't care.
Right.
And you know,
Right.
if there's one person or 10,000
Right.
people, you need to create.
Right.
And
Right.
so that's what keeps me alive.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
Now I know you brought this. Let's talk about
brought
this
toys.
because I know Darci sings all the time. You were at Club. I'm 860 North for a while.
Okay, I'm at 360 right
360.
now. Still,
Okay.
I'm at 360s on Saturday nights.
Okay.
I'm at the Colony Palms, which I love it. Do you know the Colony Palms?
Where exactly is? Remind me where that is.
The Colony Palms is on
Downtown Palm Springs?
Indian Avenue.
Okay.
I think it's Alejo and Indian. It's the old Howard Manor. If you date back, you'll remember the old Howard Manor.
I don't remember that,
There's
but-
still a speakeasy underneath.
Oh, great.
It's just a beautiful.
And when
club.
are you there?
I'm there on Sundays from 10 to 2.
And are you with your piano guy?
Yeah, actually, I have Dave Ring, James Nation, and Tibor Lasco.
Okay.
We have,
Tibor.
and then Shelley Comes in too. We have a saxophone player.
Okay.
It is true jazz.
Yeah.
And we create. We'll take sometimes. You know, if you've ever worked with Dave Ring, he's just a master. You could we'll have a request for summertime.
Yeah.
That's what we want to do. I say do something different.
Yeah.
So these guys will either play it Latin or they'll swing
just
it,
turn
or
it
they'll
around
just
and-
do
yeah.
something so exciting. So I think Sundays, I'm really passionate
And what time
about
is that?
Sundays.
In the evening?
10 o'clock, no. Brunch, out by the pool.
Oh, okay, great.
It's
Okay.
out by the pool.
Fabulous.
Yeah, that's a fun one. And then Wednesdays, I am
Michael Carr?
Yes, at
AJ's on
AJ's
the
with
green?
Michael
Yes.
Carr, which is a kick. That's
Yeah.
just fun. And we're basically, he plays sax over tracks.
Okay.
So it's the one night everything's not live.
Yeah.
But there is such quality in Michael Carr that I
Yeah.
have a blast
Yeah.
with him. And he and I have a really good chemistry. So there's magic.
Now let's talk about this. Because you did a charity CD this year.
I did. This is Desert Jam Session, and what happened, how this came about, it's kind of funny because I know you know Paul, and Paul and I are both on the Well in the Desert. We're on the board for the Well in the Desert. And after my house burned down, and I've been doing music and entertainment since I was a small child, and I had this epiphany that, you know, is this all there is? You have to give back. And you only get to keep what you give away. You really need to give. If you possibly can, you should share your
cyclical. It's energy, like anything else. Yeah.
So what I decided to ask some of my musician friends if they wanted to donate a track. And all the proceeds would go to the Well in the Desert. And so last year we had a CD release party in December at the Riviera Hotel. And through this all too, we ended up forming an advisory board, and I think we probably have between 12 and 20 people on it. We have a selection committee, so people would submit. We do have a couple stars on here. We have Trini Lopez, who's a sweetheart, and he gave us. He was the first celebrity that stepped up and gave us a track. And then he performed at the. It was just beautiful.
Yeah.
Hal Linden gave us one. You'd Be So Nice to Come Home To. You know Hal Linden from Barney Miller.
Yes.
Fabulous man. Brian Nova, he gave us one. And then Pat Rizzo, some of the desert favorites are on here. So we did a compilation on this. We did our CD release party. We raised a whole lot of money. And then Arlene Rosenthal from the Well in the Desert asked me if I wanted to be on the board. I am too, just like Paul. And we're doing our second one now. So the second one's going to be a Desert Jam Session 2. And we're just in the making of that.
Of course, I will be doing a song on the second one.
Yes, you will.
I didn't have anything recorded for this one, so now let's talk.
We're working on it, though,
How
right?
much time we have left?
I don't know.
This.
I know.
This if-then scenario. There's a group called Script Stage Screen, and we've done acting on stage. We've worked together many times, and there was this wonderful play that I did, and they made it into a film. Darci got my part.
So anyway, if-then scenario.
Yes.
It's we're doing a Kickstart program.
Kickstarter, yeah.
We're doing a Kickstarter right now. It
To
started
raise
1
money.
week ago to raise money, and what they're trying to do is their target goal is to raise $15,000. And to put this into film festivals. And we were put into the Los Angeles Film Festival last week, and we've already made it to round 2.
I saw that.
Yeah. Have you
That's
seen
great.
the film yet?
No.
Oh,
no,
it's
I have not
very,
seen
very
it.
sweet. Yeah, they're doing some little private showings, just like that.
Yeah.
But you can go on Kickstarter, and you can pledge $5 to whatever, and it's going to get us into more film festivals. The story is very cute.
It's very cute. It's a wonderful story.
It
And
is.
now we're probably running out of time. How can someone get your CDs, get a hold of you, website, whatever?
Well, you can go on to my website, which is darcidaniels.com, Darci with an I, Daniels.com. To purchase one of these, we also have a website, desertjamsession.com. So you can go on there, and all the proceeds go to benefit the Well in the Desert. We feed our hungry. Anything else, madam?
Darci Daniels.
I love you. Where are you
She's
playing? I want to come
fabulous.
see you.
I'm not singing anywhere right now, but
Come
we'll
sing
work
with
on it.
me.
All right, okay. Darci Daniels, thank you so much. She's fabulous.
Nothing about us is perfect or clear, but when paradise calls me, I'd rather be here. There's something between us that nobody else needs to see. There were oceans to cross, there were mountains to climb, and I stood on the shore, and I stood on the cliff, and the second before I jumped, I knew where I needed to be. Oh, I gave it all for you. I gave it all for you by my side once more. Oh, I gave it all for you. I gave it 'cause it's harder to trust the things that are dearer. I love you too much to trust something clearer. I know I fell too far. here you are.
By the fabulous Paul MacKey. I always want to get that name right, MacKey.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
He's a singer, dancer, actor, all-around showman. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. And Bonnie, it's so good to see you again.
It's good to see you
It's
too.
been a while.
I know Paul. We've worked together
Yes,
a couple times.
absolutely.
On a radio show. Well, now what did we do on stage? I know we did something on stage together.
We did a show with Tony Padilla. It was Mysteries.
That's
remember,
right.
I can't remember what it was.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, everybody ended up dying except for me, so it was
It
great.
was the Palm Springs High School stage.
Yeah,
Big,
it was.
yes.
Yeah, it was.
Big-
It was.
big
Absolutely was.
auditorium. So tell us. Now you're not a Valley native, are you?
No, I'm not.
Where did you grow up? What part of you?
Okay, well, actually, I was born and raised up to the age of 13 in a little farm town in southern Illinois.
Okay.
And then my parents thought it would be better if I lived somewhere else, so then I lived in a cardboard box in a park for a while.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
it's all been uphill from there.
Yes,
so,
I
yeah.
remember that. Just-
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
my gosh.
See, I told you my poor song,
Oh, my
sad
gosh.
sob story before.
Now, when in that process did you start performing and become involved in theater and acting and music?
Actually, I started when I was 7 years old as a drummer. And in the first part of my life, I spent as an instrumentalist, could play most anything. And in the 7th grade, I decided I wanted to start singing. I'll tell you a cute little story. When I was in college, it was, I think, either my freshman or my sophomore year, and the choir and the orchestra were going on tour, and I happened to be in both. And I was schlepping timpanis around in the bus and all that, loading up the bus. And then I saw the choir going on tour, and that's when I became a singer.
Because you didn't have to schlep anything.
I didn't have to
just
schlep
your
anything,
voice, that's
just
it.
me. But that's actually true. That's really why I'm totally a singer now.
Now, were you totally self-taught? Did you take voice lessons?
Oh, no, my goodness. I had 2 teachers that were absolutely amazing. When I was in college, I worked with a lady named Marietta Dean for 4 years. And I always said, Marietta helped me find my voice.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I moved to Los Angeles, I worked with a lady named Justine Whiteoff, and believe it or not, for 14 years. And she taught me to control my voice.
Now, for folks who aren't musical and aren't singers, they might be confused by that concept. So when you say find your voice, to the layperson, explain.
I can tell you. I can tell you exactly what it was. I used to teach at a performing arts school in Atlanta, and believe it or not, we had 1,200 students.
Whoa!
And I taught grades 3 through 12. And when I would teach the little ones, and I always loved working with the little ones, they're so cute and all that, they would one day, all of a sudden, they would be doing the exercises, working along, and this big voice would come out. And then they would go, oh my gosh, that's my big voice, But just because you have the big voice, it goes away for a little while, then it comes back and it stays. But then after you've got your big voice, you have to learn how to control it.
Right.
Absolutely. It's all about control.
Because if you have that big voice and then you get maybe overly enamored of the big voice and use it too much or improperly, then you're going to lose it. It's not going to be there anymore.
You could. But not the way I teach, just so you know.
So when you started singing, so you were in choirs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then when did you kind of move into the musical theater or stage acting kind of part?
Actually, once again, when I was in college, and I mean no disrespect to my classical musician friends, I respect and honor them, but they're all like that.
Right.
The theater people were so much more fun, So that's actually when it started. And in my junior year of college, I auditioned to be in the tour of Jesus Christ Superstar. And so that's what made that was my first really big role. I was Jesus.
Wow.
So,
good for you.
Died on the cross 8 shows a week,
Hey.
But So that's when I really started. I'd done a little summer stock before that and all that, but that was my first major role.
And when did you come to the desert?
Oh my goodness, I came to the desert 10 years ago. I was in Atlanta teaching at the Performing Arts School, and I always knew I wanted to end up back in the desert. I lived in LA for 20 years. That's, I worked in the studios, music, all that kind of stuff. And that's, I knew I would end up here eventually, so why wait? Do it now. Well, I'm still young enough to enjoy it.
Yeah. So when you came here to the desert, did you just start jumping into musicals and theater and stuff right away?
No, it's actually interesting. I met a gentleman. His name was Mike Andelson. He was a partner with Best, and Krieger, and he suggested I go over to the Jocelyn Players. Remember Ron Salona and all that? And so I went over and auditioned for a Sondheim musical they were putting it together, and I was fortunate enough to get cast. And pretty much never had to audition again. I just worked.
That's great. Yeah, I heard great things about the show. I did not see it, unfortunately.
It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Yeah.
How would you describe yourself as a performer? Your style, your
that's easy.
shtick?
I'm a hollerer.
Okay.
Yeah, and by that I mean it's me and Bessie Smith.
Now, you guys have quite a powerful voice.
I got some chops. Yeah,
sure
but no, I do call myself a hollerer because Bessie always just say, "Well, I just come out and holler on them."
Yeah.
And so that's what I do. But it's I had such good training that I could do blues, jazz, theater, opera. Actually, I was trained in opera.
And would you say? I mean, I'm a singer. I don't have quite the power that you have, but a lot of it just comes down to breath control, doesn't it? Breathing and breath control.
Support, mostly support.
Yeah. And that's kind of the mistake that a lot of people make when they're.
Yeah, most people, as you know, Bonnie, most people don't realize you really sing from down here.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
This is just where it comes out. It starts down here.
Now, what are there musical comedy roles, one role or two that you've always wanted to do that you haven't gotten to do yet?
No, I have done
You've done it
everything
all?
I've ever wanted to do.
Wow.
Yeah, I had my first Academy Award credit before I was 30, so I'm very, very
Now,
blessed.
go back to a little bit to the studios, what you did with the studios back in LA.
I was very lucky. I moved to LA straight out of college, and I saw an ad, believe it or not, I saw an ad in the newspaper for the music department at Paramount Pictures. And, stupid me, I'm just a kid off the street. And I go, oh, I was a music major in college. So I went in and applied for the job and got it. And so my very first day, they said to me, okay, you're responsible for the music for network television. And at that point in time, I'm going to age myself. It was Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Taxi, Cheers, just all that. I always called it the golden age of Hollywood television. So I got to work on all those really cool
what
shows.
What did you do? You found the music they would use within each show?
I did everything. I hired the musicians, chose music, spotted the scripts, worked with the music editors, actually took care of all the legalities too, all the licensing and all of that.
Wow.
I was so lucky. I was like, I think 22 or something like that.
That's a great job.
Oh, it was a great job.
Yeah.
My office was in the music building in Paramount Pictures. And right across the hall was the Paramount soundstage where they did all the recording. Right next door was the music library, with just a treasure trove of music from Paramount's early days, the old I Love Lucy stuff. That used to be Desi Lou Studios, turned into Paramount.
Right.
So, yeah, I was the luckiest boy in the universe. I freely admit that.
Great.
Yeah.
What would you say is the main thing you learned from that experience, that you took away from that?
Oh, my goodness. Gosh, that's really hard because I learned so much.
I mean, let's say life lesson more so than music or in the career, but life lesson. What did you take from that?
No, I think discipline.
Yeah.
I really have to say discipline, not only as an artist, because when you're working in film, television, recording, and all that, you have to have the discipline as an artist, but you also have to have the discipline as a business person to make it work for you.
Right, right. Now, I know one thing we definitely wanted to get in. You were very involved with Well in the Desert.
Oh, yeah.
Here. Tell us a little bit about that and how that came to be.
Okay, I will tell you a little story. A gentleman approached me who owned a club in Palm Springs and asked me if I wanted to do a benefit for a charity. And I said, which one? And he said, Well in the Desert. I said, sure, it's about feeding people. I'm all about that. So it was what was it? Cafe-Paulette. Cafe-Paulette? It only seats 30 people. And so,
I think it's...
Yeah, it's on Arenas.
Okay.
So I went in to do the concert, and I looked at the place, and I thought, well, this is about raising money to feed people. And the place only sat 30 people. And I'm like, how am I going to make any money? And then, bingo, bango, bongo, it's not the number of people that you invite, it's who you invite.
Right.
So we raised a whole lot of money that night. Actually, the most that was ever raised. And after that, well, actually, I have to go back a little bit to what happened on stage. I was on stage and I'd done my homework, and I said the Well in the Desert feeds 3,000 people a month, which to me in this little town was phenomenal. One of the other board members was there, and Judy Deertrack, and she got up on the stage to accept the money and all that, and told me, well, Paul, I hate to correct you, but we actually feed 5,000 people a month.
Wow. And
I was just blown away. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, this never has happened to me before. I went home and started to weep hysterically. And all of a sudden I took it personal. What am I going to do? How can I feed these people? It's, you know, I don't do the Jesus and the fish trick. You know, I just can't do that. And I was approached by Chairman Roosevelt of the Cabazon Band of Mission Indians. And he said to me, well, Paul, if you can do that, you know, at this little place, why can't you come out to the casino and make some real money? Right. And so that's what we did, and we started doing a show every other month. You actually came to see a couple of them. Oh, they were great shows.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and Lit Lounge, a fabulous, you know, facility. And a little while later, Arlene said, would you like to be on the board? And I just said to her, I go, well, what took you so long? You know? but Well in the Desert is a phenomenal organization. Right. I think we're up to about 7,000 people a month now, which is...
now, do you still do those shows occasionally?
No, what I did was, I have to say, that was exhausting to do that many shows. I can imagine, So it was all about making the money. And so what I did is I went to the city of Palm Springs, who in their wisdom gave the Well some money, and I said, if you will do this, the Cabazon Band of Mission Indians will give a matching grant. And so I don't have to work as hard, and they have a steady cash flow, and it's wonderful. For a grassroots organization like that, to have a steady cash flow is huge. It's huge.
That's great. Now,
but I still perform for the Well. Don't think I don't.
And I was going to say, what do you have coming up? Where can someone come see the fabulous Paul MacKey?
Actually, there's one little thing that I do here that's... it makes me happy. It makes me smile, and I do it every now and then just for fun. Next Tuesday night, I will be at Azul, which is
great little place. If you haven't been there, you have to check it out.
It's a whole lot of fun. So I'm going to do that, and then after that, I'm going to maybe take a little bit of a break. I'm working with you know Brian Nova, my good buddy Brian.
Yeah.
Him and Andy Fraga and his partner. Junior's great. Junior does that. You ever see a cockier drummer like that? You know,
he's great.
Junior's great. And then his current business partner, Tad Sisler, we are going to expand the Vivify music label. And so they've approached me to help with that, and I'm very excited to do it. The ultimate goal is to give 3 or 4 artists a year a chance to record and release an album that might not necessarily get the chance.
That's
so
great.
yeah, I'm really pleased about that.
Wonderful. Now, if somebody, do you have any videos online or any CDs people can buy, or how can they hear you, see you, contact you?
You can go online, just type my name and I'll come up all over the place. It's one of those weird things. Okay, I'm looking at the right camera now. It's Paul, that's P-A-U-L, easy one. MacKey, M-A-C-K-E-Y. And yes, I do have some recordings that I've done. Actually, I've done 6 albums of various styles of music. And right before I left Atlanta, I was really excited. I thought, you know, I'm leaving Atlanta, I'm moving to the desert, I'm going to need an introductory CD. So I called a buddy of mine who just happened to be the engineer for the Eagles, and we went into his studio and recorded a, hi, this is me, see what I can do? You know, so we did that. But I did about 6 studio albums in association with the studios and all that. When I did a fabulous recording up at the Beach Boys studio in Santa Barbara. That's great. Yeah, I'm just a wild guy. I do a lot of stuff.
Well, Paul MacKey, it's wonderful, Paul MacKey. If you can go online, buy his albums, see his videos, because he's just a phenomenal performer. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, well, thank you. Wait. I'm a theater person.
Thank you for watching Coachella Valley Music Show, and a big thank you to all our guests. We'll see you next time.